Hello, welcome back to Matt's Coins, where we're busy going through who knows how much lovely bronze so far. A few different finds. We got the 10 cents from East Africa, Australian 38 penny, the 1/12 of a shilling. We've had a couple of Irish, and also a South African penny. In amongst a few British and quite a bit of decimal coinage. So, let's get back on with the hunt. If you haven't already seen part one, go and have a look at part one. Another Irish one to begin with then, 1966 this time. So I'm not going to bother checking. Oh, hang on, we got another Irish one. 1935, that's one of the earlier ones. Percy Metcalf and his hen and chicks design there. There's a 1919 penny. So I'm not going to go looking too much into the decimal stuff. I'm just going to get through because I'm only interested in the pre-decimal personally. 1919 again. No mint mark though. There's a 39. The 66. There's a 67 halfpenny. I'm also not going to dwell too much on the Elizabethan pre-decimal stuff. So there's 1920 with the narrow gap. Let's take out some pennies, as in modern ones. So we got a 63 penny. I missed one. Got a 1918 with no mint mark. Coins are sticking to me now. A rather dirty, smoky looking 60, is that 63? Yep. And a 67 halfpenny. Now this was an auction win. There are various different containers. I've amalgamated two of them into one. We've got 71 Irish 2p. I've amalgamated them into one just for simplicity and ease on my desk here. Okay, first one of this episode to look at, 1945. Looking at the 9 specifically to see if it's doubled. And a quick look under the scope says, not this time. They are there to be found, so always worth having a look at. This is a 1946 by the looks of it, yep. And we're looking for that little apostrophe which isn't there on that one. If editor Matt remembers, it'll be on the edit. So what we got here? So this is a farthing. You just wait to see farthing at the bottom. And George III. Is this something like 1806-ish time? Not sure, but it's a bit of copper nevertheless. Put that in the fines pile. What we got here is a 64 halfpenny. Penny. Ooh, Victoria. Our first Victoria so far. This is an 1889. Always like finding the Victoria ones. The older the better, and the better condition as well. The better. 2p from 71. 66. Another penny. We got a 63 halfpenny. And to finish this handful off is a 66 penny. My aims, as always, is to see what we can find. See if we can find any of the rarer or more valuable varieties of coins. See if I can add or upgrade anything in my collection. Obviously I've got the Whitman albums as well, which I've been filling in as part of these hunts. First one for the Mankey box. Just dropped a little half penny. There's a 37 penny. There's a couple of different varieties on the 37. They are all quite common though. You know, certainly the Whitman albums in terms of pennies need some of the older Victoria pennies to complete. 1919, no mint mark though. 47, 30, 2p, 67, half penny, 2p, penny. And I found number 2 for the Mankey box, 59. So we've got a couple of half pennies, a 2p. What's this? This is a 1940 half penny. A 61 penny. Okay, we've got our third farthing. This is a 1919. Of course, I've got the Cambridge album for the farthings, so we'll be seeing what we can add to or upgrade in there. There's a 1919 with no mint mark. Not bad condition for the 1919 either. There's a 64. Okay, 1902. A nice clear tide line on this one. This is the high tide version. There is a lower tide version as well. I have got a video in my varieties playlist, which will actually show you the 2 varieties on the 1902. As I come across more and more of these varieties, I will continue that particular series of videos. They seem to be quite popular. Sprat's Kind Dog. Looks like it was some sort of dog collar or something. That can go in the Mankey box. 31. 1907, Edward VII. 1914. Okay, what we got here? We got a 1920. So again, checking that gap between the A and the B. You just never know, you might find that wide one. Let's have a quick look under the scope on this one. And I see nothing. '67, a very common year, of course. It's another 1920, and it's the narrow. It's a couple of little decimal half pennies, a new P from 71, penny, another 67 penny, another 2, another 1. It's a 1944. Again, looking at that positioning of that 4, second 4. Mentioned it in previous videos. And there's another Sean Halfpenny, 62. 38, another tuppence, 1929, 1936, and some more decimal. Okay, got another 1913 here. I'll take a quick look under the scope. Yeah, it's the common one. Obverse 2 reverse beat. 40 to 45 million by Freeman's Rarity Rating on that one. Always worth checking though. Yeah, narrow gap on the 20. Wider gap on the 21. Now we'll have to look this one up. I've seen the design before, but the country escapes me, so that'll be one for Editor Matt to come back to you on. A couple of pennies. Right, so we've got a manky Elizabethan halfpenny and a burnt 1917 by the looks of it. And there's a 1921 with the narrow gap. Looking at the way we're going, this is going to be maybe 8 or 9 episodes in this particular series. There's a 39 manky one. 1916, of course you've got the recessed and non-recessed ears, that's the non-recessed. There's a 1920, narrow. Didn't expect anything less, but always to check. 1945, let's have a look. Nope, that's the normal one. 63, hang on, that can go in there as well. Okay, 1904, Edward the 7th. 64. Oops, 1937 halfpenny. Tuppence. 37 penny. Oops, wrong pile. Another penny and a 1930. We do have time for another one. So straight off we'll get this one in there. So we've got penny. 1909. There is a rare version on the 1909, I believe. I'd have to have a quick look at the books. 1943. There are a couple of variations on the 1943. If we find any post hunt, I shall let you know. Manky 34. Another 1920. Narrow. Oops, 65. 1952. 1928. Oops. And penny I just dropped. There's a 1906. 21 narrow gap. 1926 lower mintage year. That is a really wide spacing on that date. I'm going to pull that one aside and check that one out. I don't know what it was. We can go in there. And that one, there's been a fire somewhere at some point. 1927. 1921, which seems to have been damaged. And it's the wide gap. 1940 next, you're looking at the exerg line, which is the line above the date. There's double and single versions of that. 38, that was 2p. 40, 58 halfpennies. And last one for this handful is a 63. I'll grab a couple more and then we'll wrap this one up. Something shiny's just caught my eye. We've got an 1890 farthing, apart from being dirty, it's practically uncirculated. Let's get that out of there straight away. So, in fact, I won't bother going through those. We'll just wrap up on this one. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave me a comment, and I will see you on the next video.